Thank you for visiting Past the Wire TV, the YouTube channel of PastTheWire.com.
Hi, I'm Tommy Masters, and I thought I knew it all until I started reading past them.
Everybody, Dan Oman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING. Get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator exclusively on DRF Bets.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Past the Wire TV. We are doing our Breeders' Cup Win and You're In recaps. We had two domestic Breeders' Cup Win and You're In races this past Saturday. Saw two impressive performances. Saw two horses punch their ticket into the Breeders' Cup. One was CC. We all know her from last year's Breeders' Cup. And Olympiad, who, CC won the Princess Rooney over at Gulfstream. Olympiad won the Stephen Foster at Churchill Downs in a pretty good field. We'll talk about both the races, what it means for both of those horses to get in the Breeders' Cup this early, and how things may shake out. You know, there were two races or events, if you want to call them, that I personally think it's never too early to start talking about. Handicapping, yeah, a lot can happen between now and then, and we know that going in. But as far as talking about them, never too early to talk about the Kentucky Derby, never too early to talk about the Breeders' Cup. And in reality, Saratoga is right on the horizon, so is Del Mar. The Breeders' Cup is not far behind, so things are moving along pretty fast this year, and you will notice that as you get older in life, time goes faster. So for me, it'll be here right around the corner. CC, I have to say, I think Michael McCarthy took a really clever and crafty approach in getting CC back into the Breeders' Cup filly and mare sprint by using the Princess Rooney Win and You're In race. You know, Gulfstream Park, we all think of the championship meet in the winter. Not a lot of people think of Gulfstream Park in the summertime the same way they do in the wintertime. And I think he knew that CC would come up looking really good in that spot. I think they expected to win. I think they expected to, use that race as the stepping stone into the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint, and it worked out exactly the way that they thought that they would. She just really outclassed that field, and that was not something, in my opinion, that was unforeseeable or would have been unexpected at Gulfstream Park at that time, at this time of year. It's not the winter championship meet when there are a lot of horses there, and I didn't think that there was any real danger of any killers shipping in for that race, even though it was a Breeders' Cup win and you're in. So I think Mike McCarthy played that very, very well. Got his horse, in the race, ticket stamped, punched, ready to go. And, now he's got a couple of months with, no pressure to get her there in the best way that he sees fit. Olympiad, little bit more interesting, a little bit more to talk about with Olympiad. Olympiad's winning on a roll. Stephen Foster's a grade 2, should be a grade 1, was for a while. Graded stakes committee is another, whole separate thing in horse racing, how they, come up with what should be a grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, or whatever is, beyond me. Don't know, don't care, doesn't matter. It's a grade 2. It could have been a grade 1. It was a really, really good field. Olympiad, punched his ticket to the classic, has an excellent running style. He's a stalker, sits right off the pace, kind of makes his own trip. Those kind of horses have a tendency to do that. He's a serious racehorse. There's no way around that. And Belmont knows his way around serious racehorses. So, he doesn't win as much as he used to and have, the kind of success on the big stage that he used to have a couple of years ago. But that doesn't mean he forgot how to train a really good horse, and he still does show up. Late a couple of years ago, Royal Delta. The list goes on and on and on. Back to one of the best streaks ever with Cigar, and countless Gulfstream titles, Saratoga titles. Belmont knows what to do when he's got a horse of that caliber, and obviously he's bringing Olympiad along really, really well. He's got that horse on a nice streak, and I think that's interesting horse to consider going forward. All the attention in the Breeders' Cup Classic, assuming they get there, is going to be on Flightline and Life is Good. Neither one of those two horses at this point, I think it's safe to say, have not shown that they are at their best at 1.25 miles, where Olympiad might be. So that's going to be interesting. You always want to catch a horse that might be a little better or a little faster than you at a distance that you might be better than them at, because that can absolutely be an equalizer come race day, along with the pace. We recently did a seminar on pace makes the race and how that affects the outcome of a lot of these big races. The Kentucky Derby this year, perfect example. So that said, Olympiad's sitting in a nice catbird seat going forward. Life is Good. Flightline, they've still got to punch their tickets to the classic. I'm sure they'll both be able to get in. Flightline's supposed to run, hardly runs. We know he's not sound. There's an issue there, but he's supposed to run in the Pacific Classic, run back in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Let's see. Jury's out. If he does, he's immensely talented. If he can, run the way he does around 2 turns as he does around 1 turn, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. If he can get that 1.25 miles, obviously he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. But a lot of that remains to be seen. Olympiad, I think we pretty much know we've got a contender for the classic. We've got a horse that is, going to be in the fight and try and make his presence felt. And if those two have any hiccups at all, which is not impossible, I think Olympiad's on a nice path to make some noise in the Breeders' Cup Classic at Keeneland come November. You know, a lot more winning you're in races. I love paying attention to these races now. I love taking notes on these races. I encourage everybody out there that's following them to, you know, take notes on some of these races, not just the winners, some of the other horses, because come Breeders' Cup Day, you know, when we like to really make those big bets, you go back to some of your notes and you see things or pick up on things that might not be in the racing form, might not be reflected in other things that were your personal observations. Invaluable tool. I suggest you know, using it to your advantage and seeing what shakes out come, you know, come November. This weekend at Belmont, you've got some interesting races with potential Breeders' Cup ramifications. You got, you know, the Belmont Derby, the Caesars Belmont Derby, with some interesting European horses shipping in. You've got the same at on the Philly side in the Belmont Oaks. Although I think there's an American horse that's going to give the Euros all that they can handle in that race. But you know, it's good to take notes on those horses because you may see some of them again later in the year, especially at the Breeders' Cup, especially when you look at guys like, you know, Aidan O'Brien, Charlie Johnston, Charlie Appleby coming in now. If they're coming in now, they've probably got their eyes set on the Breeders' Cup for these horses and seeing how they ship and how they run over, you know, our courses. So, you know, there's a good chance you'll see these horses again. So I'm going to be taking notes on all of them. I take notes on them over there, so I already have an idea of what we'll be looking at come Saturday. But now you have no excuse to get in there and take your own notes on all of these horses. And you know, anybody that wants any tips or pointers or what to look for in these, you know, European horses coming over here, shoot me an email or a message, and happy to let you know how I look at them and what I look for and some of the things that I like to see. And I do think they have significant advantages in a lot of areas over our horses, even without the Lasix advantage that they used to have. You know, it used to be that they, you know, would come here and run on Lasix, and the ones that went on Lasix had a much higher winning percentage than the ones that didn't. So, you know, the Euros coming here and getting Lasix for that first time was something to pay attention to, or an angle to pay attention to. Now, none of them are running on Lasix over here, and neither are our horses. And I still think it worked out to give the Europeans an advantage because they're used to running without Lasix, and some of our horses aren't yet. So they wind up, you know, still getting, you know, advantage overseas horses. So interesting. Another thing I'll mention, Frankie Dettori's coming in to ride a couple of them. He's got a busy week. There's some really big races Thursday and Friday in the UK. He's back with Gosden. They had a little falling out, or sabbatical, as John Gosden described it. They're back together. He'll be riding that monstrous filly that won at Royal Ascot off a layoff at 1.25 miles. This Friday over there. That's another one to pay attention to. A lot of good racing and a lot of build up to the Breeders' Cup, in my opinion. But the Saturday card at Belmont is a special card to close out that meet before we roll right into Saratoga the following week. Early start. Excited about it all. We're going to have a ton of stuff happening on Past the Wire TV. Our show Unfiltered is coming back. Michael Wilson, my co-host, was over in England getting married. Did some work over there. We've got some great shows coming up. A really special feature before the glorious Goodwood meet that I think everybody will love. We'll have a lot of coverage on Saratoga. People have been asking me about Saratoga today. We did it every day last year of the meet. There's a couple of reasons why we're not going to do it every day. We're going to probably just do it on Saturdays, maybe squeeze in another day here or there. But You know, I hate to say it, and I don't want to be negative about the spa. I love Saratoga as much as anybody out there. I really do. And we're going to have some great videos from up there. We're going to have coverage throughout the week. We're going to have some backstretch specials, some great interviews coming up with some great people. But every day, the racing is not what it used to be when it was the quote August place to be, as opposed to the summer place to be. Just a different meet, different quality of racing, but it's still the spot, still Saratoga. And when that's all over, we head out to the West Coast for Delmar. We're going to have a lot of stuff coming up there as well. So thanks for tuning in to this little win and you're in recap for the Breeders' Cup. We do them after all the domestic Breeders' Cup win and you're in races. Talk a little bit about the horses and you know, kind of see how things are shaping up for the Breeders' Cup. So thanks everybody for tuning in. I will leave you with that. Like I said, a lot more to come. And, you know, ciao for now.
Breed the best to the best and hope for the best.
Vekoma broke well on the outside. And
but you don't expect to get speed like this.
Inside, Vekoma continues to battle on down the rail. It is Vekoma who's going to win the Met Mile.
Been there, done that. Nobody does it better.